Ooh, that was kind of nice.
Welcome everyone, this is Dom, and this is another episode of Modded Minecraft Mondays. Today, we are starting off in the base here, in the computer craft base. Eventually this won't be the only base that we have, but I wanted to show you off something that I recently learned and did with our little air bunny here. As you can tell, he's, ooh, wow. Frame's kind of died for a second there. His name is now Squishy. Oh, it's hard to see it. But now, I right-clicked on him. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is! Oops, wrong button. 5, that's the one. And he sits on top of your head. It's the coolest thing ever. Shift right-click and he goes back down. His name is Squishy, and he will be mine. Anyways, I just had to because of that. I had to name him. So, what have I been up to this week? Just little things. Mostly since last week's recording, I have done basically nothing with the village here that we live next to. I think I messed around with some of the doors and such, maybe. I don't really remember. But most of what I've been doing is planning for the railroad system. So I actually have a map set up. Like I took a screenshot of this thing, our big map here. This is where the HappyDiggers railroads are, right here. That's where the big base that we looked at last time was. And there's a lot of people that live kind of around here. We have our new HappyDigger, not new, but he's been absent for a while. It lives over here now. So basically, we'll have a few sets of train lines. I know we're staring at a map. It's not entirely amazing looking. So we'll have an exit here, because I want to connect these two villages together to make one big one. We'll have an exit here at this village where we are currently. We'll put an exit, we'll put like a little train line to get to here as well. Then we'll have a whole separate rail line that goes up this direction, kind of in this, the direction of where I've explored on this map specifically. To Ethan's base up here, first base over here, and then Fred and RJ's base up here will also get their own separate entrances. So it looks like 1, 2, 3 railroad stations up there on the on a colored line. So each each direction that the train line goes will have a color. So this might be like yellow, this might be like green, this might be red or something. And there'll be multiple stops on that line, of course. And then we'll have another rail line that goes down here, has a stop here, and then another stop at Linaria's base, which we will be looking at later on today, to basically end the episode at. He's not home, even though he's online, and we'll talk about that later, and why that happened. Let's go back to... Actually, no, let's just jump back to the village over here. We'll go to the railroad station first. So, first of all, this is what it's like to ride around on one of these trains here. This is the maximum speed they go, and the server is currently not lagging, so this will be just about how fast they run between all the stations. So let's go ahead and get off. Don't kill ourselves. Let's head over to the village here. And there has been an addition to the village. There's a big barrel here, and it looks just very, very similar to the barrel I built in the last server. It's just various wood types to make it look like the GrowthCraft barrel, Fermentation Barrel, because I am going to start brewing beer. Ooh, hello there. I'm going to start brewing ale and various things for the HappyDiggers from this brewery here. I'm going to convert this villager house here into the GrowthCraft version. So I'll take what it looks like on the inside and outside and just basically retrofit this house to look like that one. Because GrowthCraft comes with their own built-in models of buildings. My other villages actually have a couple of them, so I can just take a look at them and just change the appearance in the inside and outside. The back door of the building will lead to the brewery, which is not completely done. But on the inside, and I love the smoke effects from this, is an incomplete inside as well, but it's getting there. The design so far is going to be looking exactly like it did on the last season that we did this, or last server that we did this. I want to make it look very, very similar because I was very, very proud of that those buildings. So these were on the last server, these greenhouses that we showed off last time or the time before, I forget. And this barrel as well was on the last server, and I loved the design and I loved how efficient it was for me to get things done in it. So these are brew kettles in the center. They're sitting above a fire with a piece of netherrack at the bottom, as you can tell with the tooltip at the top. You don't need any of these things or any of this stuff. It's just for looks. The fire heats the kettle. You actually do need an open fire under this kettle to get this little icon to show up, the fire icon. You would put various things like water and wheat and such in these, and there's various crafting recipes to create the various liquids that you will be using to make the alcohols in Growthcraft, or the various juices and such. So downstairs here is what is back through this. I just had some extra blocks, so I built a little railing there. It's also not complete when it comes to aesthetics, because recently I've been working on aesthetics and not really working on a functional system, anything functional. I just wanted to make everything look good, so I kind of switched over to making things functional and doing it all legit as well. So down here is our fermentation cellar, and there will be multiple paths, so down in that direction, probably one up in that direction, dedicated to different types of fermentation processes. This is a couple set of barrels from Java, and they are full with, not really full, just have a few things in them for testing purposes, of course. They have glowstone, redstone, and netherwort. They are to fill up these barrels here. They'll be pulled from these barrels eventually, put into these, and auto-filled with various liquids, and another liquid will come out and be our final product. So these fermentation barrels work just like the Minecraft potion brewing process. So you need to start with a netherwort and whatever liquid you're going for. You put netherwort into that liquid, and then you add extenders to it to have a fermented product at the end. So if we go ahead and look back here in the wiring, we have, as you can tell, a peripheral proxies here. That's from Open Peripherals, and a network cable. So this computer here will be able to monitor everything that goes on in the barrels themselves, the state of the liquid inside, which items are in the item slots, so in this netherwort slot right there, and what is in this liquid container here, what type of liquid it is. Once that liquid would change, I'd start another process, so grab redstone or glowstone or whatever to extend it or amplify its effect. Now if we take a look at, oops, let's grab my wrench, boom, here we are. These are all facade blocks, each one of these empty holes here that looks like stone. These are all conduit facade blocks by Ender.io, just kind of like we have at the Computercraft base. On the inside here, in one block, we actually have 3 pipes. We have a item pipe, which is this one right here. We have a liquid pipe, which is that one right here. And also on top, as you can tell, is a red pipe, or has red accents to it. And that is the basically the cable that will be sending the signals. So the insulated redstone conduit will be sending all of our signals for us. Now, these are all controlled. If we can take a look here, there's an item, a liquid, and a redstone tab. You can choose it all of their different functions. You choose a channel for each, and then a signal color. So what the plan is to use Ender.io to basically request from each one of these barrels, which is set up to have 4 separate connections each, which will denote which barrel they go to, which fermentation barrel they go to. I would send a signal, activate it, it would pull one item from this inventory here, send it through the pipe, which will only have one output because of the way that it's set up now on the channel, and it would end up in one of the fermentation barrels here. The computer will see that the item has arrived, and then stop requesting the item. If any excess items would show up in the fermentation barrel, it would send them back to the barrel. That's why these ports are set to in and out mode and upgraded with filters. So those would only go to their individual barrel as well. Nothing will be floating around in these pipes, which I'm not even sure Enderio allows for. Now, that is basically what I've been working on, getting all of that configured and starting coding this all. As you can tell, there's a little bit of a cheat sheet here for what these were called in the ComputerCraft system here. I'm getting a little bit of lag issues, and that's my computer, I think. Let's go ahead and that's basically it for what I've done this week. So what I want to do is, because I haven't been there on screen yet, we're going to teleport back to the turtle the cheaty way, but then go to Linaria's base through the fast travel to LSI Headquarters. We are, I've never showed this off on YouTube yet, but this is one of the best builds, I think, so far on the server when it comes to the functionality and the look of it as well. This is LSI Headquarters, the inside of one of the buildings where you end up if you fast travel here. This is his processing room, so it has all of his storage and various machines for processing ores and such. But let's go ahead and take a look outside. By the way, everything is just beautiful, like the staircases, the blocks he chose, the patterns that he chose to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's like 9 by 9 blocks. They kind of stuck together. Everything was. Wow. This is his courtyard. So basically, it's one big industrial building, and everything's built in these little blocks, so he can kind of expand the way he wants. So the exterior looks amazing. And if we go outside, he took my advice. Oh, cool! He finally got the moon buggies. I didn't even notice this. He built a parking lot, as per what I told him he should build here. He built a nice little parking lot. He has moon buggies here to make it look like he's wow, like they're filling up the parking spots, and a dirt bike, of course. Got a nice little parking lot for his staff and such. What is this? Oh, this is a buggy refueling pad. Cool. Fuel station. And then he's got this road that keeps on continuing off in that direction. And we'll take a look on the inside in a second. But what I wanted to show off here is something that he's been using recently, and the reason why he's not here with us right now, he's on the server, but he's not in his base, because he built himself a launch pad. This is his Kerbal Space Program inspired launch pad, where he is currently living on the moon right now, or building a base on the moon. He launched with us on the server recently, and I think he went back up recently as well with more supplies. This is his command bunker with all of his stuff. I'm not really sure. I'm getting a lot of jumps here. Apologize for that. My computer's been having issues recently, so do apologize. So inside his base, there they go. He has a bunch of, it just looks so great. This is basically an empty room here. What I really wanted to show off, though, was this here. This is his hydroponics lab. It looks absolutely amazing. There's like hanging fluorescent lights with all of the soil with things on it, and you would harvest this by pushing this button here. And it's a very, very simple system. There's no real mods involved. There's a dispenser there that puts some water up above it, and it washes all of these seeds and wheat to the center, which would end up in this item collector, which ends up in this chest here. It's very, very simple. No mods really included. Nothing ticking, which is great. This we'll go over in a second. But it does look amazing, and just the look of it is so great. As you can tell, it's these are glowstone covers. I think those are from the original block itself before it was microblocked, is I think from Chisel. And up and down the stairs, it's got various things going on as well. Don't even know what this is. Oh, that's part of the downstairs stuff. It's got a sheep, cow stuff, which is awesome. Downstairs, here we go, is another one of his things that he used to use for, what was it? What did he use it for? Not fertilizer, that's for sure. He had some plants here, I forget what it was, but that's more of a bulk growing where he would do it manually instead of pushing a button. Behind us is his, ender reactor. He has an enderman grinder here, or a mob grinder here, that you turn on, and it just looks awesome. Basically, it's a basic grinder from Mine Factory Reloaded. that he made look awesome. So this is just a killing chamber, and there's a spawning room up top here in this glass chamber there. So there's a spawner there. Built some arrows into the glass. They'd fall over. They'd follow that conveyor belt, fall down here, and then they'd be killed by a grinder that's hidden. So that's another thing that he's built. Ooh, what is this to? Teleporter frame. All of his portals here. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with how this looks. I do admit this is one of the coolest builds we have on the server, and it's all built legit over time. And the styling's great, and what he's doing with it is absolutely excellent. So that is going to be it for today, I think. I don't really have very much else to talk about. I haven't been really working on anything. We'll try to get some more stuff done for next time. Maybe we will look at doing some rail line laying and designing for next episode. I think that's what I really want to get into, is actually putting down the rail lines. And then we can start using them to get back and forth between places, all of the Happy Diggers, and then we can start moving items and liquids and all that kind of stuff to make a nice, easy, open trade network. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.